Hello, compadres. Fox and Oxen Gaming here. Where we left off last night, we were at Pembroke Hospital, and just before this, we actually killed, in the last video, we killed Clay Cox, I think his name was, and it said, you know, your choices on who you choose as your victims will change everything. So I don't know if that was a good choice. I mesmerized him with my vampire skills and then killed him. But I'm finding hints out about other, other players or other characters in the game and deciding what I'm going to do. And, you know, you find hints out from talking with other people. So it's very interesting. I'm actually liking this game a lot more now than I did. And I hope you guys are enjoying it too. I know it seems like slow moving and everything, but if you've been paying attention to it from the get-go, it's pretty damn wild. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And sit back and relax. I found out the ambulance driver, Milton, he seems like kind of a scumbag, so he might be our victim. I don't know, but that could just be hearsay from one person, not another, you know. But let's just get into it. I'll try to keep my talking to a minimal. Here we go. Alright. Oh, there's 2 coin things there, I know why. God, it's funny just playing just from last night to now. I forgot the controls. Let's talk to her real quick.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
See, I found one hint with her. I think I asked her everything I could, though. Yeah. Tippett praises you. We did that. Yep. Okay, we're good.
Goodbye,
Sorry.
Nurse. Call me
She
if you
seems
need
good.
assistance.
And Tippett likes her because he says she's a better nurse than she puts herself out there to be. Let's talk to him real quick.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
We had a hint about him, 2 hints actually. What up? Keisha, the VTuber. Sup, yo? So what's up? I'm gonna text. Alright, I think we asked this guy what we wanted to. Yeah, we did the hint thing with him, so I don't know who was going to be our victim, if any of these guys
Dr.
yet.
Tippett.
But Milton, the ambulance driver, did seem kind of like a scumbag, some people were saying, so let's figure that out. I found
Good evening,
a picture
Doctor.
with him.
Good evening,
and,
Doctor. Still trying to
Pippa.
save lives.
Pippa was his girl. Or is his girl. Nurse Hawkins, yeah. I want to see that
What's
again.
going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
All that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships.
I'm a
with
surgeon
one
and a
another.
vampire.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Yo, it's YouTube. A friend got this channel? I don't know what you mean. But what up? I'm your friend. This is Fox and Oxen Gaming, yo. And I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm liking this game. I didn't like it when I first started, but I actually am enjoying this now. It's a lot of conversation going on, but that's what it's about, you know?
Tell me why you're extorting money.
See,
from
there's
some
some
of
hints
the
I found
patients
out.
here.
If a patient wants a bed, he'll have to pay me a little fee. That's all.
Where did you get the idea for such an immoral
See,
scam?
he's the most immoral
Funny you
guy
should
we've found
ask.
so far.
The first time it was from a patient who bribed me to get a bed. It's only then I realized I could make a fortune.
Ooh, one more little hint and we'll have a, let's see. Oh god, we have the blood all the way up. One more hint unlocked and we could take him. His social circle is Pippa Hawkins. I haven't talked to her yet, I don't think. Oh no, my screen just went black. What happened? Okay, we're good. Alright. You're good for now. I'm not going to kill you yet. Nope, we're out of here. Let's see what we got. Nope, let's leave.
Goodbye, Milton.
He smuggles weapons, he gets people to bribe him for beds. What is this? Is this the same lady? Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Oh, YT the Zone! Yeah! YT the Zone, I love YT the Zone. Tell him I said what up, I'm glad you're here. Glad you joined up. Glad you joined the rebellion. I'm gonna call you K. Sup, K?
Dr.
Alright, let's go
Swansea's
check out the
right.
hospital. We have not been in here yet.
This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Yeah, my blood research. Eating people. Let's see what this person has to say.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome
Waverly
aboard,
Ackroyd.
I suppose.
Does my
I'm Dan
arrival
Aykroyd.
inconvenience you in some way, Dr.
Ever
Ackroyd?
see
Let us just
Ghostbusters?
say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Oh, what a douche. Just kill this guy just for being a douche.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has
comes
imposed
my
your
office so I can
presence
murder
on this
you.
hospital without asking anyone's
Drink your blood.
advice. The
Bathe in your
benefit
blood.
of his position.
Dan Aykroyd.
But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Wow, what a dick. You better change your tone with me. Jealousy would not do you any good. No need for such animosity. I'm gonna be mean. You better change your tone with me.
You are going to change your tone with me, my dear colleague, and very quickly.
I don't think so. Perhaps you think yourself protected by Dr. Swansea, but I am still a free man, and I will speak to you the way I want.
Golden Freeman. Oh yeah? Okay.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what
Oh
are
shit,
you
we're gonna
talking
find us
about?
more hints.
We're
Let's
here
see.
to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Hey, you eliminated YT. He gone. He died. Let's see.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
Oh,
I
this
only
guy.
want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
I have saved many lives.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
So he's your prisoner, huh? YT's your prisoner.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Do me a favor and torture him for me. No, I'm just joking. Hope you guys are both doing well. Let's see what this dude's about.
Good evening,
Dr.
Doctor.
Aykroyd seems like a dick,
I believe
bro.
we're going to be working together.
See about
Dr.
this guy.
Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune.
Oh, this guy likes me.
Honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
You're king of the castle, though, for now, okay? Your world now. YT gone. Your world. Let's see. Tell me about yourself.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr.
This guy
Reed.
likes my work, Strickland.
I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain...
See the hint he gave me? What? Thoreau's experiments in blood transfusion have not been successful yet. Oh, Thoreau, yeah. Okay.
empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
But now, you're in charge. You're in charge, Kay. YT's got no control over you now.
I'll give you some advice, but understand that nothing beats practical experience, which can be exhausting and solitary work.
Of course, sir. And don't worry, I will never allow myself
Anybody
to
who's
be a
wondering
burden,
what I'm talking about, it's
neither
the
to
comments.
you nor
I
this
got
hospital.
a new friend on here that's friends with my other friend YT, so if you hear me talking, that's me talking on the comments, so if you're watching this video, you'd see the comments underneath. Okay, let's talk about Aykroyd's aversion.
What do you think of Dr. Aykroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Aykroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Aykroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Nice. I like this guy.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't
tell
think
him
of a
I'm good,
better
tell YT I'm
opportunity
good.
to learn about blood
I
transfusion.
wasn't around for like 2 months making videos because my PlayStation was stolen with my headset, my surround sound, everything was taken. So I made a video a little while back, like 4 weeks ago, saying I'd be back real soon, but I wasn't able to come up with all the money and shit with everything else going on in the world. But I just got myself another PlayStation, and I haven't got another surround sound headset or anything. But I just have this little shitty microphone that PlayStation gives me for now. But at least I got PlayStation back, a new PlayStation. But yeah, I was really pissed about that when it got stolen. That's why I haven't been making videos. But I am glad I got another PlayStation. I downloaded my gamer tag with all my games. But what sucks is I lost all my saves that were on my other system for some reason. I thought that shit would be saved too, but it wasn't. So I lost all my Last of Us 2 stuff. But luckily I have all that stuff recorded from beating it. I want to try doing that permadeath on the hardest level. But I'm sad that all my saves are gone, so that's why I decided to start this game at first. But yeah, that's why I haven't been making videos. Besides that going on, I'm good. But I was really pissed. My PlayStation got jacked with all my shit with it.
It's a rare and precious attitude in these
tough times. People
I'm
are just
convinced
thieving
that this
shit, you know?
epidemic is a test
all
of
got
endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to
But I was able to replace it, and I have no idea who took it or whatever, so I can't even go after the
Last
whole
summer, during the
situation.
first
So.
wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the
I didn't even
extra
bother
work.
filing a report about it, because I just figured I'd find the person myself, but I had no luck in that anyway, so now it's pointless doing that.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe.
I was
I'm
going to
waiting
track
for
it
a
with
batch of
PlayStation,
products I
but,
ordered for my
apparently
personal
I
research.
tried that, and
Yet my supply
person was
seems to
smart
have
enough,
vanished.
whoever
want me to
stole it,
play
to know
the
how
errand
to
boy
get
for
around
you?
all that stuff,
no,
so I couldn't
Dr.
track
Reed.
it.
But if you went
Erased
personally
all
to
my
his
info and
shop,
everything from it.
what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Okay, let's see. Missing ingredients, new investigation, local investigations. A new citizen investigation is available. Press that button to open the local investigations menu. Okay. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking it with the square and then access your map to locate the explore area. Okay. What, this one? This one we did already, didn't we? Oh yeah, we did that one. Okay. Reach the pharmacy for Strickland. Waverly and Strickland they're talking about. I could track that. See the details. Dr. Thoreau Strickland is a young and daring physician who is fascinated by the science of medical advance. He is presently conducting some experiments of his own, but he is waiting for some products he recently ordered. He suspects the present shortage may have incited his supplier to sell the batch to a more eminent doctor than him. That's why he asked me to go there and use my reputation to obtain the needed supplies, which is a pharmacy. I know, I figured you'd try to speak in their accent. Why the hell not? Yeah, man, it sucked, yeah. It really sucked, Keisha. I was just like, fucking, I don't know. I was really pissed. That's why I was like, yo, they kept wanting to make videos and all of a sudden my PlayStation's gone. Like, all my shit was gone. What's funny, though, they didn't take my TV. Didn't take my TV. And it was weird, like I didn't even notice it was gone at first actually because nothing else seemed to be touched, so whoever came in and took it knew exactly what they were coming in for and knew I had this, so that's why I feel like it was somebody that I know, whether they're close to me or not, like a neighbor or something, I don't know, but because they know I have a YouTube channel and stuff and they know I play PlayStation. They were asking me, what's funny is one of my neighbors was asking me how good my internet is playing PlayStation because they have Verizon and I had Optimum. And they were having trouble with their Verizon. They were asking me, is Optimum better? And I said, I don't know, I never have Verizon. They're like, well, I have problems all the time, and I have Xbox. I don't have PlayStation, but it constantly cuts me off, my internet. And I was like, well, I don't have that problem with Optimum. They're like, I think I'm going to switch to Optimum. So like a week later, they switched to Optimum. And then like 2 days later, my PlayStation was missing. I don't think it was them because, you know, I know them kind of, you know, pretty good. And it would just be giving themselves away. But I think from that conversation, they divulged and told somebody else, and they took it. I think something like that. I don't know, but I couldn't get any more info, and like I don't know. So I had to buy a new PlayStation. It took me a little bit to get the money because fucking PlayStation 4 prices went up. It was crazy. When I bought my last one, it was cheaper than this one. I think it's because of coming around the holidays. People are pre-ordering the 5, and they want PlayStation 4 because the 5 is just selling out so quick, and there's a lot of good games coming around the holidays. So the PlayStation price actually went up. It was pretty crazy. I went to so many places it was sold out to. GameStop everywhere around here, like everywhere. Even trying to get it from Amazon, it was even more expensive. So I had to order it through a Best Buy out of like friggin' way from the West Coast. But it came within a day and a half. And it got shipped to New York and then came to me further up in New York. And I live in New York. So it came to my location. And it only took like a day and a half, which is pretty wild. So I was really happy after I ordered it. But it took me 2 months to get a new one, almost. But yeah, thank you for the... Really sucks, man. Fucking can't trust anybody, you know? Alright, let's see what's going on here. So we can do that side quest we're going to do.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your
Oh,
work.
you talked about this. Okay. Alright. Let's see what he got for this guy. Mesmerize him. Oh, I could kill him if I wanted to. I'm not going to, though. I like this guy. Oh, no, I couldn't kill him yet. No.
Goodbye,
Mesmerize is 4, and I only got 1 on him. That's why you need hints and stuff for these people. Who's this guy? Who is this guy? This is an asshole actor.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Oh, wait. I can ask him. I think I have a hint about him. No? Here we go.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory.
But I hope you guys are both good, Keisha.
Are you thinking about
and,
something in particular?
tell
Harvey
YT I
Fiddick
said what up,
needs
and I'm glad you
delicate
guys, are
I
still sticking
believe
around,
we
even though
should
it's been a
stick
while
to the
since I made a
usual
video, and I,
procedure.
I appreciate
But
you new
my
coming in
young
here too. It's
colleague
awesome,
obviously disagrees.
and I'll be making a lot more videos. I've never played this game before. I figured I'd give it a shot, and it was kind of slow at first, but I do enjoy it now. All right, I'm going to shut up for a little bit, and we'll get to the game, but I just want to say thank you very much. I appreciate the conversation. All right, here we go.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
Okay, no need for you.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Alright. Alright, we're out of this.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
We talk to these two.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the
Is
benefit
this
of the
Pippa?
doubt.
Let's see.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
That's Dorothy.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we
Oh, I
brought
did
in,
talk to her already.
how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
Alright, yeah, I talked to her already.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Who's this guy? This Strickland?
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Doctor.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father. Ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Fiddick hint, okay. Harvey is blaming himself for the injury, okay.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Alright, so Dr. Ackroyd's kind of a dick, and so is the ambulance driver guy. So far, I think those are the people I'd want to murder. Oops, what am I doing?
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow.
With the influence...
I believe that it's...
So you believe...
Dr.
I
Ackroyd.
already talked that, right? Alright, we're done with you.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Can I talk to patients too? Oh, I can. Shit.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already
Look how dirty your
arguing
bed
about
is.
my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, But you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
His wife died because of him. His wife died during the war. I have both the hints on him, I think. Nice, I do.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
So I almost have all the Harvey things. That hint I don't know yet.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Oh, sweet girl.
I'm glad he doesn't want me to talk to friggin' everybody, but it pretty much close does. If it did, it would be insane. God, I can talk to this guy too?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
I'm gonna make you talk more.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Okay, fine.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with
you?
me.
Who are you?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Features questions of Pembroke Hospital's efficiency. Okay.
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude.
Yep, that guy's a dick.
And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Aha, so Pippa Hawkins is working with her ambulance driver boyfriend. There they are together, yeah.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
I agree. Alright, nothing else there. Anything else here? Nope. Alright.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Oh, I can go talk to Pippa when I find her.
Don't waste your time with me.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Oh wait, can I talk to that guy too? The doctor's just sitting bed to bed talking to his patients. Okay. Glass vials, it says.
Oh, sweet girl.
Unfinished letter. Where is it? I just picked it up though. What? Okay.
I never could keep it.
Where's the unfinished letter? I don't get it. Aha. Long letter, unfinished letter. An unfinished letter written by a hesitant shaking hand. Let's see. Pembroke Hospital, 2nd of November. My dear children, sorry I do not write to you before, but it hurts like hell to just write these few words on my bloody paper. Don't worry, Daddy will go out of the hospital as soon as the doctors fix his arm. In the meantime, if you need something, go see Miss Chadwick at the construction site and tell him, Mr. Chadwick, and tell him that you're Harvey Fiddick's children. You remember Robert Chadwick, the big guy with the mustache who helped me repair the house doors last spring? Go see him and ask him for a few bob. He won't refuse to spare for you a few. I'm sorry I can't work anymore for now, but we'll figure out something as soon as I'm out. Don't worry, everything will be fine as soon as Daddy's arm is strong enough, as soon as the doctors have fixed my arm. Go talk to him. Oh, he's right here.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
You seem worried about the safety of your family, and it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
So I have all the hints on him then. Alright. Yup. I can mesmerize him and kill him. But he's a good guy though, and he's just trying to... That's what I'm talking about. See, I can get 1,000 XP for killing him because I got all the hints on him unlocked, so he's fully unlocked. I can mesmerize him, take him to a dark area, and drink his blood, but then... His kids won't have anybody left. The wife's already dead. She died during the war, and the father is dead. And he's really concerned about his kids. And his arm's hurt, and he can't work right now. He needs his arm fixed so he can go to work so he can make money to feed his kids. He even wrote a letter to his kids. He really loves them very much. since his wife died, and he blames himself for his injury. He won't be able to feed his family as long as his arm is injured, and his wife died during the war. So if I kill him, I'm screwing his kid's life up too. So I don't know what I'm going to do about him yet. So for now, we will not kill him. But Warner and Goswick. Oh, treatment for fatigue. I can cure that. Okay. Alright, I can kill this guy right now with full XP, but... Oh, I'm not going to do that yet.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
See, that's why you got to choose your people smartly after doing the hints. If you just start killing people, be like, oh, that guy was a good guy, why'd I murder him, you know? But it doesn't really matter, you can do that if you want. But I think, so far, if anybody, I think it's going to be the ambulance guy, once I find out more about him, and maybe Pippa, his girlfriend. I don't know, because they work together on robbing people for beds, pretty much. Taking their money. Well, who are you?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Oh, yeah?
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Yeah, okay. You're no friggin' vampire, because I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Ever heard of Cotard syndrome?
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty.
Thelma's affected by Cotard syndrome and believes she's a vampire.
You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Yeah, you're not a vampire.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
Garden near the morgue, why?
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Alright, I guess we're done talking.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay. Who else can we talk to? Let's see, let's talk to you.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
You've hit. Oh, okay, that's the hint. Done all craft. Hope for him.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
I agree with that, buddy, sometimes.
How close are you to Miss Hall?
Wait,
aren't you
she's quite...
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to...
No offense.
You were an off...
buddy. Right, I guess we're done talking. Yep, wait. Nope, here we go.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars, if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
You disgust on every street corner. The daily routine.
Wait. I'm gonna ask him one more thing, hold up.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Oh, I already did that hint, okay.
Evening, Doc.
Okay.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Here in disgust on every street corner.
Let's talk to you.
Daily routine.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
I remember this guy,
Dr.
yeah.
Reed, is it?
I brought him here.
Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Hawcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reed. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Do you know Tom Watts, the bartender from the Turtle? I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the Dockers' trade union. The Wet Boot Boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife
Clay
Edwina
Cox.
who runs the show.
That's the guy he killed.
With the assistance of her minion, Dooth Digby.
Oh no, see, it changed shit just from doing that.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Because I killed Clay Cox, the gang leader. But he seemed like a decent guy still, but I don't know, whatever.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks. And I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
No hints for him yet. Social circles at docks, though.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton. We'll talk again later.
Fear and disgust on every street.
It's locked.
The daily routine.
That's the way I can come in. Oh, it came from that way. Okay, let's go upstairs. Let's check these rooms out first. Where are you?
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor.
Oh, it's Pippa.
I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Because of me, probably.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Got a new hit with Milton. Milton's reputation is mediocre among his colleagues.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Yeah, I've talked already.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
True, true.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
Proud of what your chief patients need you.
But you're doing something important here. For all the patients who need your help.
We save lives, sure. Each time we send a cured patient home, it's a relief beyond words. But since the epidemic, I feel so powerless.
New hit. What's a new hit? Wow. He feels useless as a nurse since the beginning of the epidemic. Okay.
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know
In
yet.
my office, biatch.
My sister believes that the
Those
real
are the steps
fight
you're
is in the
prepared to
streets
take.
nowadays. Maybe she's right. Maybe this is what I must do.
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
I'm sorry. Hold up. I just had to fix my phone for a minute. There we go.
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
You're his accomplice.
Milton cheats patients out of their money at this hospital, Pippa. Are you his accomplice?
Yes, I am.
Is this your definition of being useful? By abusing the sick and poor?
No. It is my definition of getting out of this useless life once and for all.
Why do you do it?
Why not? Most of the sick who paid for a bed are already dead, or will be soon. Don't you see the futility of all this?
You put a price on hope.
You put a price on hope. This goes against everything you swore to uphold as a nurse.
Report me then, Dr. Reed. report the little nurse, and keep on lying about the surgical errors, the wrong dosages, and diagnostics that we all covered for the sake of our colleagues.
Whose idea was it?
What difference does it make? We did it together, and I'm guilty as charged.
Answer my question.
It was my idea first, even though Milton would say it was his, to protect me.
Okay, I think we got all her hints. Yeah, we did. I can murder her, and I'll get 3,000 XP. I should do it. I should kill her. Oh god, I want to.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Let's go in this room real quick. Is anybody in here? Or have I been in here? I think I've been in here already. Yeah, it was. Let's go upstairs. Check out the office. Oh god, it's a huge place. This place is here. It's not huge, but it's pretty damn big. That door's locked. Good. Hope that door's locked. No, it's not. Dr. Swanson, not now! All you hear is doof, 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 doof on the wall. I'm cutting a turkey. What is this? Ah, use hacksaw. Nice. Age 28, followed by Dr. Tippett's convalescence, September 16th. To be determined. The patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by bomb during the war. Even with his use of stronger sedatives, his firm to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds as the flames are still burning under my skin. He says examinations in citized tissues show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could it be a case of persisting nerve damage? The patient never ceases to blame himself of his disfiguration. Could it be the case of guilt of a survivor? Phantom pain manifesting as punishment for not dying with his comrades? Could be. All those things. Oh, this is my office here. I don't want to go in there yet. I wanted to go in there last. I want to check everything else out first. Okay. Let's check out this area then. Run faster! Wait. I came from those stairs. Yeah, okay. I can go upstairs again. I don't want to do that yet. Okay, I do want to go to my office next. I don't want to go up more stairs yet. Nothing else I can do on this floor besides go to my office, and then we have another floor going up. Dr. Jonathan.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
It's a rare opportunity and most privileged to approach a vampire, to observe their most intriguing physical and psychological traits with a scientific and rational eye. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I've seen personally observed over the last 10 years while interviewing a few vampires, or Aken, as they prefer to call themselves. Supernatural speed. A vampire can act more like a mortal in all his actions, but the trained eye will spot that he has keenest senses and can react quicker than any mortal. On a few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee, I've seen a vampire move so quickly it is almost as if he had vanished just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or dematerialization. It is only supernatural speed. For me, it is like cat-like attribute, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than us. As noticed that such speeds to exhaust them, that they are bound to physical limitations. Mesmerization. One of the most powerful abilities vampires can deploy is capacity to force a mortal to obey them. I call this trait mesmerism, but it has nothing to do with the mortal ability to alter a subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire I interviewed even told me that the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture the target's psyche. The same vampire explained to me that this ability required time to master, and that the result could vary widely from one subject to another. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one, the possibilities are endless and frightening. Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave for blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from frenzied drinking every drop of blood they see. They need blood to function, need to express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak. Even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst, this urge, this need for blood may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around them, inside warm bodies, through walls, on supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that in some cases he can even sense diseases, infected clothes, or even items in a room. If this is true, I could have so many medical applications in almost beggar belief. True. Let's grab everything we can in here. Oh.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
It needs water. Let's get it some water then. Son's a bitch. Son's a bitch. Let's see what I got here. Alright. I think I'm gonna get rid of that. I won't get rid of anything for now, though. Okay, I can't create a serum yet, but soon, hopefully. Can I create that? No, that? No. Okay, nothing.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Yep, right. Alright. What's this one again? Physical power to increase your stamina. I'd like to do that. Increase my stamina. Can I? No, I only... Oh yeah, I can. Oops, I need to do this one first. Nice, I still have 1500. No, I should do the claw thing stronger. Yeah, I don't have 20,000. Okay. What's this one? Shadow Veil. Fade into shadows and become invisible to most enemies. Moving in its state will drain more stamina. You'll exit the shadows. Attack or dodge. Okay. Oh, nice. Let's try this one. Common belief vampires can disappear into thin air as proceeding. Rather, they can greatly increase speed with their blood, moving faster than a human eyes, depending on the state of mind. Alright. Nice. This one too. Word. Blood spear. Can't do that. Okay. Can do this though. Get my stamina up. Right? Oh, this one. Alright, I think that's it for now. Yeah, that's it for now. Yeah. Oops, no. Vampyr. Major district events. Every night, the consequences of your actions may prove or degrade the district health status. It can also be degraded due to diseases spreading among citizens. Okay. Major district events. The more lives you take, the unhealthier your district. I haven't taken any lives except for Clay. If a district's health status drops below the critical threshold, it will plunge into chaos. It is for you to decide a district's fate. Alright. Yeah, Clay Cox is dead. And he was the leader of Clay Cox, 30 years of my low life with no consideration for other human beings, save perhaps his wife Edwina. He was the leader of the Wet Boot Boys, one of the toughest gangs of East End docks. The gang imposed rules were only meant for outsiders. And Mr. Cox himself owned a large section of the black market that now plagues the district. As tough as he was selfish, Mr. Cox seemed to consider all human beings as prey, enemies, or tools. He considered Edwina to be the female counterpart. She was the only woman he ever respected, maybe because she was the only one who ever dared to oppose him. She was absent from his last thoughts, though, as Mr. Cox was too busy cursing the world as I killed him. Good, I'm glad he's dead. So F that guy.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete.
I have analyzed William Bishop's blood, but the result is only partial. The blood samples was much more unstable than the human blood and showed heavy mutation, but it was not what happened to me. I must keep searching. I need to gather more evidences of what is going on. Time may be on my side, but not on London's. The epidemic's killing thousands of people. The whole city is on the verge of collapse. I am starting to believe all of this must be connected somehow, but I can't see any pattern or plausible explanation yet. For now, I must play the doctor and try to do my best to help those who may need me while I continue my search. Alright guys, I'm going to pause it right here.
I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals.
Night shift. Answer the door.
What about my thirst for blood?
I'm going to pause it. Somebody's at my door. In the game, somebody's at my door. Alright, I'm going to pause the game right here. And what we're going to do is, let me just check something on the page I'm on. My YouTube channel, I mean. Alright. I just want to make sure. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know it's a lot of talking and nonsense, but we're getting into it. You need to get into that to know these people so we know who we're going to murder, and the game will go further from that point. So we got to go through this whole talking stuff. But thank you so much for joining me on Fox and Oxen Gaming. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to end this video right here. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you guys soon. Later.